According to Shams, the Wizards, Celtics, and Clippers are in strong trade talks on a trade that would send Kristaps Porzingis to Boston, Marcus Morris in draft compensation to Washington, and Malcolm Brogdon to LA. They're still trying to figure out how to deal with Porzingis' $36 million player option, but this is a crazy trade for Boston just because they have another guy now that can average 20 points per game on solid efficiency and is a big body inside. Kristaps Porzingis last season averaged 23.2 points per game on 49.8% shooting and 38.5% from three, as well as 8.4 rebounds a game. And this is exactly what the Celtics lack, is a guy outside of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum who can score the ball efficiently and in high volume as well. Because we all know that the Celtics are going to have games where Jason Tatum is having an off game and Jaylen Brown has to shoulder the entire offensive load, or vice versa. And now they have a third guy who doesn't necessarily have the capabilities to be a consistent 30 to 40 point scorer, but he can he averaged 23 last year, and the year before that he averaged 22. Most of the seasons in his career, 5 of the last 6 seasons of his career, he's averaged over 20 points a game, and in the season he didn't, he averaged 19.2. And his 3-point shooting is basically at an all-time high. So if they can have a starting lineup of Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams, and Kristaps Porzingis, that is a very lethal starting lineup because Robert Williams and Marcus Smart are very good defensively. Jaylen Brown is no slouch either on the defensive side of the ball, and Kristaps Porzingis is 7'3" and averages a block and a half per game, so he can obviously play a little bit of defense as well. So this team is going to be very scary. Yes, they're losing Malcolm Brogdon to another team, but at the same time, they still have Al Horford off the bench, and their bench will still be solid. And they have playmakers off the bench that can still produce at a high clip. So I think that this Boston Celtics team just became a lot more lethal, and they might have just become my favorites to win the Eastern Conference going into next season. On the Wizards side of this is a solid trade again for them after they just got rid of Bradley Beal, and it helps them to free up even more cap space to go into full rebuild mode. And they've gotten rid of their best 2 players. Now we have to wait to see what they do with Kyle Kuzma, but I think that he will be traded within the next few weeks, or at least before the beginning of next season. And in all honesty, I think this is the right decision by Washington to just blow it all up and just to not really keep going with the same core, because obviously it wasn't going anywhere. They missed even the play-in this year again, and just have not been good. And they have, if they can just acquire draft capital, then they can just get better through the draft and maybe in a couple of years free agency as well, and just go and get a whole new look of a team and rebuild their entire identity, which I think is very vital at this point in their franchise. Anyways, God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and let me know in the comments what you think of this trade and if this makes the Boston Celtics title favorites in your eyes.